Okay, well, we're continuing on with reading my articles out loud. This one's called Baby Data Expiration Date, which I think people must have been misinterpreted that I was collecting baby data at first when I first published this title. It's kind of a little funny. I meant the earliest data, not actual baby data, but the data storage split personalities. So for me, like lately, it's like you have some data has certain personalities where it's useful, and some data it doesn't. They're hanging on to it. Hopefully, that'll be useful. Anyway, I'll get to the article. So I've written about this topic before. I've debated with CFO.com webinars, and it looks like the answers may come from Johns Hopkins Medical School. Or am I missing something? How long until the data is deemed useless, worthless? Insert the random money models for stock market random ransomware models. They insert the baby data or the most recent data will surely be the best predictor. So my models are saying that the baby data or the most recent data is the most surest predictor for the stock market. But some companies are going to say, well, we find quality data in longer lasting and blah, blah, blah. So they'll argue against it. They're saying that the longer they hang on to it, the more they might find a use for it. But it adds risk and that costs money. So do you ever feel like your computer is storing too much data? Like it's becoming a split personality, where one side wants to hoard information and the other side wants to delete everything? Well, it turns out your computer is not only one with conflicting data storage needs. According to a recent study, we as humans also have different data expiration dates when it comes to holding onto information. This begs the question, which personality dominates when it comes to our personal data storage tendencies? Do you ever feel like you have two different personalities when it comes to your data? One personality wants to keep everything forever safe and sound, while the other is more than happy to delete anything that's not absolutely necessary. Well, you're not alone. In fact, there's even a name for this phenomenon: data storage split personalities. According to recent studies, the average person has had a hard time making decisions about data storage, especially when it comes to baby pictures or important work files. So, what can you do to make sure your personal data doesn't suffer from split personalities? My old stock market models indicated that for trading stock, baby data ruled the day, meaning the newest data was the best predictor. In this what you done for me lately culture, that culture like your resume. Oh, it doesn't matter what school you went to. What have you done in the past 2 years? Can't talk about that, so we just joke about what we did in college all the time. Okay, maybe what you've done for me lately, this culture, maybe that suits. However, if we can use AI to split off the older data that is no longer of any foreseeable data modeling, predictive modeling, etc. value, where should I destroy it, or do we ship it off to an offshore storage facility for safekeeping? Then just let storage wars unknowingly handle the old data storage collected? I even thought of an invention plan one time. You use a data or paper shredder. You shred all your paperwork, and then you create a robot that unshreds all the paperwork that you just shredded. So, my no, you get the point. And there's an article in here where I talk about this next go from they're talking about algorithms for. So, do we need to revisit document retention laws in a cyber flux society? Meaning, there's hard laws. Like it says 7 years. You have to hold on the paperwork. And why? Why would it say strictly 7 years? We have Excel spreadsheets. We have the capability of doing math. Why do we have strict set rules when we know that's putting everyone's data at risk? You want to regulate payments of ransom attacks. That is moronic that we would even have to start there. Let's use AI, mathematics, and negotiation strategies that work and learn as we go, because we are in a dire situation. We are unprepared, and the laws of limits will not moneyball us to safety or even a more affordable safety overall as I see it. This, elsewhere, the technology developed by the team used an artificial neural network that merges classical approaches of machine learning with the power of a modern neural network. The network determines how much prior knowledge to use to guide predictions about treatment failure. How long has the data been captured relevant until it's useless, worthless? Insert into the ransomware models, stock market models. The baby data, the most recent data, will surely be the best predictor. But finally, what do I know? I am a baby brain in your industry. Cybersecurity is not my field. I'm just taking wild guesses here. I've studied it. I read up on the industry articles, but not the same as the schooling. I know that from hearing people's theories about the Federal Reserve. How long has the data been captured relevant until it's useless, worthless? Insert data into the ransomware stock market models. Do you have different aspects of your life that you keep completely separate? Maybe you have one email account for work and a personal one that you only use for friends and family. Or maybe you have two bank accounts, one for everyday expenses and one for savings. Most people seem to have some sort of data storage split personalities. They want different things from their data depending on the context. For example, when I'm at home, I might want to watch a movie or listen to music. But when I'm at work, I need to be able to quickly access files or communicate with my team. My laptop is at my home, so it's entertainment mode. While it's at work, it's in productivity mode. The way we use our devices and store information changes depending on where we are and what we're doing. But what about the data itself? Does it also change depending on the situation? Or is it static? And if it does change, how much control do we actually have over it? These are questions that we need to answer if we're going to make our data living its best life, whatever that may look like. Now, I think it should be separate. I've learned over the years, just keep it separate. When your contract ends, drop off your equipment, take my stuff, you take your stuff, we're done. You don't need it, there's no more. But it can get messy and things get mixed up. It's too much work. The way we use our devices now. Okay, so let the data live its best life, whatever that may look like. Is your newborn's health data still readable in 20 years? Surprisingly, the answer is not always clear. Medical data storage formats are subject to obsolescence, and even the most common storage medium may have a limited lifespan. Many parents may be unaware of these risks when they take their child's first photo or create the first medical record. Fortunately, there are steps you can take to ensure that your child's data survives for future generations. Thank you.